I am grateful to have my life back and for the friends and family who never gave up on me, for a God who was there when I was ready to find him. I am grateful for so much, that every day, one day at a time, is Thanksgiving. This game is very humbling and you have to take it one pitch at a time, one day at a time and compete. I believe in past lives but I know nothing about mine and I don't want to know. I live in the present, taking one day at a time. Anybody who has cancer, they take it one day at a time. Many times, the decisions we make affect and hurt your closest friends and family the most. I have a lot of regrets in that regard, but God has forgiven me, which I am very thankful for. It has enabled me to forgive myself and move forward one day at a time. I never have planned a whole lot of future. It's one day at a time. I'm very much a one day at a time kind of guy. I like my life. I've had a good life. I think the reason is my parents taught me that life is a burden. But if you take it one day at a time, it's an easy burden. The way to deal with the devil of obesity and diabetes is literally one day at a time. My motivation is tomorrow, just one day at a time, right? My philosophy is to take one day at a time. I don't worry about the future. Tomorrow is even out of sight for me. I'm trying to learn, as I'm in my 40s, to embrace what I've been able to achieve and be proud of it. And I know there's roles that I will want to play before I die, but I'm still just taking one day at a time. Life is like an ice cream cone, you have to lick it one day at a time. I'm just taking it one day at a time. Actually, that's a total lie. I always think about what's in front of me. Who knows, I have always lived one day at a time. Probably more adventure and excitement. When people go through something rough in life, they say, I'm taking it one day at a time. Yes, so is everybody, because that's how time works. I typically take life one day at a time. How do you shoot a 150-day movie? You shoot it one day at a time. I learned that, with grief, you have to take it one day at a time and learn how to find the happiness amid the heartbreak. I only think day by day. I've no huge plans for the future, I live one day at a time. Take life on life's terms, one day at a time, and have fun while you're doing it. How does a project get to be a year late? One day at a time. Now I'm starting, relatively, to think straight again. I live one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. What makes it all worthwhile is my children. Live one day at a time, emphasizing ethics rather than rules. I just take it one day at a time, try to forget about what I did the day before. Go out there like every day is opening day. I've been sober now for a couple of years and I'm taking my sobriety very seriously, one day at a time, and I am moving forward in my career. I think there are always phases in life when things get intense or difficult, whether it's the sheer volume of work or personal circumstances, and I've definitely had tough moments. The way I approach them is just to tell myself that this, too, will pass, and take it one day at a time. I have a new philosophy. I'm only going to dread one day at a time. You have to take things one day at a time. Don't look too far into the future, just look at tomorrow. One day at a time. Can you win tomorrow? Can you make progress? The answer is yes, you have a choice and tomorrow you're going to win. One day at a time. I live by that. The road to recovery will not always be easy, but I will take it one day at a time, focusing on the moments I've dreamed about for so long. Now is now, and I live everything one day at a time. The fact that I'm still on the planet and able to still make music is such a miracle. A lot of things have been thrown at me in life, and I've got through it all without a rule book, taking it one day at a time. I just take it one day at a time. Austin Powers has given me a lot of opportunities as far as my career. I just wrote one song at a time, kinda like an alcoholic, one day at a time. Where I am today, I still have my ups and downs, but I take it one day at a time, and I just hope that I can be the best that I can possibly be, not only for myself, but also young people that are out there today that need someone to look up to. I have a passion for helping others and making a difference in the world. I take life one day at a time and make the best of it every chance that I get. I'm just trying to really take it one day at a time, because for me, and I know this sounds cliché, whatever, I achieved my ultimate goal, and nothing can really top that, you know? I take one day at a time. I am not someone to define my goals. Don't let fear rule your life. Live one day at a time, and never be afraid. You don't look at the big problem altogether, because I think it's a little intimidating. So you just take it one day at a time, meet the people who are going to meet with you, for you, and who you're going to work for, and really try to do the best job that you can. That's all teamwork, and that's what space travel is about. Every day is about growing and evolving, and each day I just take it one day at a time and embrace it as it comes. At different times in my life, I've made grand statements like, I want these many kids, and I want them by this age. I think, with every year that goes by, I accept that I don't know when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen. I'll just take it one day at a time, and when I'm ready, I'll be ready. It'll reveal itself, I guess. I'm trying to stay as calm as possible and focus one day at a time, but when reality sets in, I feel everything: anxiety, excitement, nerves, pressure and joy. The whole idea is you can't sit around and do nothing. You have to get up and start living one day at a time. That's what I did my entire career. You can't sit around and say, oh, poor me. Nobody likes me. Nobody is giving me a job. You have to get up and go. If you sit at home and do nothing, that is what is going to happen. I still find it almost impossible to relax for more than one day at a time. I am a really quiet person. I just like to be with my children and my family and being home. I live one day at a time, enjoying the best of life, just living. How does a project get to be a year behind schedule? One day at a time. For me, trying the NFL and trying this football thing, because of the home and what I went through in there, to me, it was no big deal. It was just another opportunity for me. I didn't see that bigger, grandiose picture of it. I just took it one day at a time, like how I took it in the group home. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.